My name is David Brooks, and I am here to show you how to make my pumpkin roll recipe. I get a lot of comments about my pumpkin roll, and I would really like to show you how I make mine, down to the how I set it on the pan, to how I mix it in my little mixer right here, and how I make the cream cheese frosting, and even all the way down to how I specifically roll it to make sure it looks like a Swiss roll, like a pumpkin roll. Make sure it looks aesthetically pleasing. So I hope you enjoy the video and forgive me for like any cuts or anything that seemed a little off. This is my first like trying trying to make a video. So I hope y'all enjoy it and thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for finding out how to make a pumpkin roll. Riff. With the pumpkin roll recipe, you're gonna need eggs, sugar, pumpkin, like it comes in a can, something like this, something like that. I get mine at Aldi's. Most of my ingredients are. Anyways, eggs, sugar, pumpkin, baking soda, cinnamon, flour, and you're also going to need butter, like sticks of butter. Something like this would be okay. Like just regular sticks of butter. Butter, vanilla extract, and you're also going to need cream cheese for the cream cheese frosting. I bought like a brick of cream cheese, something like this. Brick of cream cheese. This is less fat just to make it a little bit healthier. And just powdered sugar because to make the frosting sweet. Alrighty. Please get your ingredients and I will tell you the measurements here in a second once I put them into the bowl. All right, look, I already did one, but what you want to do is you want to start off with 3 eggs, right? Crack 3 eggs. All right. And I'll take this over here, but it's gonna be dripping here. Goodness gracious. There we go. So, 3 eggs. Just crack them, right? Just crack them. On the edge of this, you can just crack them open, just very slightly, like that, right? And then I just spread them apart. Boom. See? Just simple. Simple. Don't try to overcomplicate nothing. Don't try to get no shells under nothing. You know what I mean? The shell's still intact. I'm just opening it up. All right. All right. So after you get your 3 eggs cracked, you're gonna want to do 1 cup of sugar. I got sugar right here. I want 1 cup. 1 cup. Sugar from Aldi's. Just regular old sugar. Sorry for the beep, but that's gonna be important here in a second. 1 whole cup of nice old sugar. Okay. Boom. 1 cup of sugar. Throw this away. After the 1 cup of sugar, you're also gonna want 2/3 cup of pumpkin. Got my 2/3 cup. I'm going to, or I got mine. I have my 1/3 cup, and I'm gonna get two servings of my 1/3 to make 2/3 cup of pumpkin. Okay, 2 servings of this. I'm probably gonna show you one just for camera purposes, but there is, that's perfect. Okay, so there is 1 thing of pumpkin right there. 1 thing of pumpkin. Okay, I'll put it in there. You need 2. After you get your 2 servings of pumpkin, you want to get your baking soda. All right, and after you get your baking soda, you want to get your teaspoon. But I have a half, so I'm gonna get 2 of these because 2 halves make a whole. So I'm gonna get 2 halves of a whole teaspoon of baking soda. 1 whole teaspoon of baking soda. I can show you that real fast because I'm gonna take 2 seconds. Goodness. Okay. After that, you're gonna want to switch to your cinnamon. Cinnamon, you only want 1. You only want 1 of these. You only want half. So I use them for both interchangeably. The cinnamon, you can also put a little bit more if people like the cinnamon more than the pumpkin. I like the cinnamon more than pumpkin, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more cinnamon than pumpkin. Or not cinnamon more than pumpkin, but a little bit more cinnamon to hide the pumpkin flavor. About,
You can put a whole teaspoon in there, but it's just gonna be too cinnamony, so just put a little bit between there. 3/4. You know what I mean? After you put your cinnamon in, the final thing you're gonna need to put in before you start mixing is 3/4 cup of flour. So I have my flour right here. I have my 1/4, so I need 3 of these. Okay. After you get your 3/4 cup of flour in there, or 12 tablespoons, I believe, it's gonna be mixing time. You can put your on there, lock it. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, then start it. You mix it for a few minutes, and then after you mix it for a few minutes, you want to mix it. You want to mix together with like a spatula, rubber, metal, or not plastic, because microplastics these days, the chipping and the scratching and the microwaving. But just get you a little thing to scrape it off the edges, and then remix it because it's gonna be flour and sugar and cinnamon stuck to the side. It's really good to get it off the side so you can get a full batch. I'll be back after it's done mixing. Awesome. So it's gonna look something like this. I believe I should have already shown it about a few times by now. Pretty good.
Once you have your pumpkin roll mix, you are going to want to put it on top of the sheet that's already on the pan. You can use any baking pan as long as it can fit the pumpkin roll mix. Once you have your pumpkin roll mix, set your oven to 375 and you're going to want to put it in the oven for 12 minutes. Once you put it in the oven for 12 minutes, it should look golden brown, something like this in the video now. After the 12-minute timer is done, you're going to want to roll the pumpkin roll while it is still either hot or lukewarm. Here, I'm going to show you how you can just simply roll the roll either just with the sheet at the end so you don't burn your fingertips. Try to roll the roll as tightly as you can so it can hold the shape once it fully cools down. Once you have your pumpkin roll fully cooled down, it should take about 4 to 5 hours. After that, you can apply the frosting, which is the next step I'm going to show you.
Okay. It is now the next morning, and I'm going to show you how to make the cream cheese frosting for your pumpkin rolls. I have 15 pumpkin rolls behind me right now, and it's literally past 8 o'clock. It's 8:01. So I will walk you step by step on how to make the cream cheese frosting for your pumpkin rolls. And I'll also leave the recipe in the description below or in the comments. You'll just see it somewhere below. Let's get right to it. Okay, so you want to put in your 2 teaspoons of butter, about 2 right there. And then you want to put in your 1 cup of powdered sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla. So I need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. After that, the main ingredient, the cream cheese. I get a low fat, 1/3 of the less fat, because we got whole fat, or they got like 1/3. It's just a little bit healthier. And it tastes about the same. So it saves you about like I think 30 or 40 calories. It's pretty good. I'm gonna put the whole brick in there, the whole thing in there, the whole brick in here. You want to put it on the mixer. When you get it on the mixer, you're going to mix it together for like 5 minutes. You want to make it look like a frosting, and I'll show you what it looks like after. All right, so when it's fully mixed together, it's gonna look something like this. It should look like an icing. No like liquidy moving around type thing. It's an icing. It's gonna spread it on the pumpkin roll like an icing, like a cake. You're gonna see that here in a second as well. Look at that. Here, we can try to get a better angle. Get a better angle. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. That looks pretty good. Maybe with the light. Something like that. When trying to unroll your pumpkin rolling, you should try to go at it slowly so you don't like rip it or anything. So I'm gonna show you like this, right? Put it on the counter. Try to get that. Okay. Now put it on the counter. And then you're slowly just gonna try to push down and roll it. Now if you oiled it like I showed you, it should just unroll. It shouldn't even stick that much. And then with the bottom, it's going to be more complicated. It should just try to peel it off. Slowly. Try not to, because there's gonna be a pumpkin at the bottom. You don't want to lose the pumpkin. You try and keep it on there. So I try to go at it very slowly to keep as much on there as I can. Pick it up and put it on the counter. This is just trash now. Okay, now after you have it like this, you're gonna want to grab frosting. Grab your little rubber spatula that I was using, the same one from yesterday that I've been mixing from yesterday, just cleaned it off after the pumpkin, and I've been using it for icing. I'm gonna wanna take the icing out of here and just put it on here, right? You can just slap it on here. You can just spread it with the spatula like a cake. You can just slap it on there, right? To the side. Spread it on there evenly. On the edges, you don't really want to put them on the edges too much, because whenever I do my pumpkin rolls, I cut off the edges and have like pumpkin ends or pumpkin butts, so I can give them to my mom and dad, and so they can enjoy the pumpkin rolls that I made, and also try the pumpkin rolls out before I give them out to people. I hate to give out a nasty pumpkin roll, but I try to keep the icing more in the middle, or to like the middle of the edges, like over here in the middle, over here in the middle, and then over here in the middle, over here in the middle. Not too much on the edges though. Make it even, you know? Make it even, because you're gonna want to roll it, and I'll show you that here in a second. Okay. So you got your little spatula. I mean, I try to get it all off, but I'll just use it in the next batch. Your pumpkin roll. You have your pumpkin roll. You're just gonna, you can have it like this. The end that you had it from peeling, just want to roll it up like this, like a Swiss roll. Make it kind of tight, but not too tight so the frosting can't stay inside. You know what I mean? You don't make it too tight because it can't stay inside, but you don't want to make it too loose so it just looks nasty. You know, have it like in a middle ground, like somewhere like there. And then just go with the flow. Roll it with the flow. Here, I'll try to show you. Roll it with the flow. You can just roll with the counter, but for my camera, I have to show you. And then it should look something like a log. See? Looks like a log. Try to pick it up. Oh, it's a log. See? Log. Now, when I have it like this, I was talking about the pumpkin butts, right? The pumpkin ends. Whenever I'm gonna grab a knife right here. I'm gonna grab a bread knife, like that. It's easier to cut bread, you know. This isn't, I mean, it's made from flour, so it's some type of bread, but I'd say it's a pumpkin-like creation. Now you just wanna cut the ends off. Very gently. And when you have to cut the ends off, look at that. Oh, that's not a good example. This end is a little bit better. Look, see? Like a little Swiss roll. See that? And when you cut them in half, it looks even better. Look at it. Doesn't that just look so yummy? Swiss roll. And this is how you make a pumpkin roll. I put mine in saran wrap, so I'll show you also how to wrap it. I'll put the wrap right here so you can see. So I grab a piece of saran wrap, right? And then I just grab the pumpkin roll, I'll put it on top, move this one to the side, over top of it, down, and then I cut off this piece, and then I wrap this piece over top of it as well. And then I just cut it down like this on the bottom. And then that's how I give them out to people. Because they look beautiful right there, and on top. And it's a whole thing, so it's not just nowhere, you know. Look at that. Beautiful pumpkin roll.